sidewalk in. That's this. All right, let's roll out. Whoa. All right, so let's it's so crazy. So this week it's been really cold. It's been like 45, 46 degrees. And then, so I've had to really layer up and still have been cold. So right now, before I came out, I think it said it was 48 or 49. So a few degrees difference. So I layer up and it's freaking hot, man. I'm like, this is, only a few degrees difference, and I'm regretting this extra layer of clothes. But maybe once we get a little speed going, I'll be happy about it. I get everything situated here in my pockets. So I adjusted my brakes. Yesterday before I came home from work. So we're gonna head on here on Tustin Avenue, and then we'll go to, we're just gonna roll up Tustin and go up First Street. Through Motel Row, and then make a decision at that point whether we want to go up Grand or Standard, or the Pacific Electric Trail, or all the way over to Main Street. I doubt I'll do Main Street, just because Main Street is a different route, where I would have went that way down the Santiago Creek Trail. So we got a car creeping up in our lane, probably getting on the freeway. Going over the 22 freeway. Still a little dark. So, this is the time of day where, when it's dawn like this and overcast, would say like, me being able to see what's going on around me is really worse than when it's dark. I feel like visibility right now is I'm not gonna get that distinct reflection from my lights And a lot of cars, when they get up, when they're get up at this time of day, they don't turn on their lights. So relying on, you know, you can never trust lights anyway. You always got to be looking out for people without lights. But at this time of day, it's hard to explain, but it's visibility is different. Like there's no distinct lines, and then there's no reflective components significant enough to help you spot potential dangers. Everything, and so and it works that way for me too, as far as making me visible. My lights aren't going to appear as bright as they would as if it was dark. And then I kind of just see how that red truck is right there with no headlights. That truck's red, but if that truck would have been gray or black, it would just kind of blend in with the scenery here. I don't know, maybe this stuff's obvious, but these are just my observations about riding at this time of day. And a lot of my videos are this time of day. Like I said before, though, they might come through as bright when you watch them, but that's because I try to brighten them up during editing. Plus, I'm using low light enhancement on my camera. Otherwise, this time of day would be really challenging to watch, and it's So I'm looking forward to the time change and riding in the dark. What's going on? There's big holes in the sidewalk. I've always wanted to try to go fast and ramp over some of those and see if I can make it over them without eating it. Go hit our little let's hit our trail over here. Just to add a little something different to the ride. I really want to see a helicopter land here. Even though if we see a helicopter land here, that just means that somebody is severely injured. So in that respect, I guess we don't want to see the helicopter. Did they fence this in finally? I think. Let's see. Maybe I went over too far. I thought I had access to it right there. I think I did have access to it right there, but no, I think this has been up the whole time, actually. I just went over a little too far. There we go. Right next to the 55 freeway. 5 freeway is just up here. Never really looked at any of these stores back here, I don't think. Hummus Way, Sounds of Color Studio, Rosie Dental. Typical looking stores here. All right, we need to get across Tustin Avenue again. Usually there's people camped out right here on the right. I'm surprised there's nobody there. All right, so we are almost to First Street. The last intersection we just went through, that was 4th Street. People get here very early so they can be walk-ins at this laboratory for blood work. LabCorp. So right here, it's not, obviously I could be in the street, but I want to kind of trip out on what's going on to my right. I definitely can't be riding on the sidewalk fast right here because you just don't know when somebody's going to pop out on this sidewalk. Specifically, like the homeless population starts right here. So this is a hot spot right here. It's the Golden Circle and Tustin Avenue. So mid-morning throughout the day, this spot will be full of street people, you could say. I would designate this as a drop-off spot for illicit substances. So coming up this way, we're gonna come up to Motel Row, which is probably the most activated spot, you know, in this area in this, you know, section of Santa Ana, which would be considered, I guess, central to east side Santa Ana. I'm not really familiar. I'm only familiar with Santa Ana from Bristol this way to Tustin. I don't know. I'm not familiar with anything west of Bristol. I mean, I've ridden out there a couple of times, but that's a whole different vibe. You know, when I go into that area, it's all ultra high alert, and you know, it's probably just due to me being unfamiliar with that area and the different neighborhoods. When I'm riding in all of these areas, I've been riding in them a long time, so I'm familiar with you know, the vibe of specific areas. I haven't been through here in about a week maybe. I can't really recall, but it looks pretty low key right now. There's not much going on. But we got all these motels up here that typically have a lot of street kind of activity going on. But it looks pretty mellow right now. Yeah, most places, as long as you mind your own business, you know, it's not really too big of a deal. Like, these guys are a potential problem. Yeah. You just have to really recognize certain behaviors. Like if you're in a spot where there's potential people that are using you know, fentanyl or whatever, you can spot. It's so obvious. I mean, just the average person can spot that pretty quick, versus somebody else that's going to be on something more like methamphetamines. Those are the ones you got to really watch out for, and you can just look at them and tell, you know, like, like this group over in the bus stop over here, like. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that group. However, the guy that we passed going this way with the bugged out eyes, that was looking at me from a long distance, and focused on me as I was passing him. Like, that's the other side of the spectrum. A nice camp out right here. Haven't gone up standard in a long time. I guess we can take standard. Kind of mix it up a little bit. Let's see. I can't cross right here. There's road work. Now I can imagine like riding around in LA. That would be just a whole different experience. Alright, so we have a lot of, let's roll on standard here. Alright, they're finally putting a sidewalk in, that's nice. Got a car behind me with no lights on. Wow, that's nice. So this whole section right here used to be, on my left, used to be asphalt. Right, all along here was all like old, crusty asphalt. Santa Ana is such a busy city. I mean, I have no idea what it looked like 10 years ago, but since I've been making this ride, it's like pretty impressive, like all the improvements they've made just in this small amount of time. Look at this, they're making a protected bike lane. This is rad. Dang, this is so cool. Wow, somebody chunked this. So somebody crashed into their new curb and knocked it all the way over here. Wow. Oh, this is awesome. I wonder how far if this is gonna go. They need to make this, so this is probably because of the school right here. But if they were gonna make this protected bike lane all the way down, I mean, this is just really cool. Thank you, sir. Wow, this is so cool. I'm glad I came this way. I haven't been on Standard in a long time. It's probably been a couple months. I mean, maybe a little bit less. But this is very cool, and they're doing it on both sides. I mean, I guess they can't really do it over here because of all the parking, but maybe they will. Yeah, it's pretty common for one household or one apartment to have several, people like with, with vehicles, so if you see like going through some neighborhoods, you could have multiple families living in one house, so there's lots of cars. And it's probably the same for the apartment. So if you live in an apartment, you get, you live in a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment, you get 1 or 2 parking spots, but you got 4 people in the house, 5 people in the house, probably even 6 people in the house, and several people are, 4 people, 4 of them that drive cars. There's not enough parking. Because, it's so expensive to live here, sometimes you have to have roommates or team up with friends and family in one spot. Yeah, that'd be great if they could run that protected bike lane all the way down here. All the way down to McFadden, Dyer. The infamous Madison Park. Historical. So this looks a lot like Grand Avenue here. So to decide which way to go here. Let's see, which way do we want to go? Let's go through Delhi Park and jump onto the Pacific Electric Trail. Let's see. This is kind of a sketchy little spot, but let's get over to the safety of the sidewalks. Morning. So over here is a National Guard building. So yeah, this is Delhi. They've got the handball courts, a little exercise area, and I'm assuming this is a little indoor soccer, little soccer goal, little soccer arena. I don't know if this is a school or a community building. I never really paid attention. I'm assuming it's a school. I ride by here all the time, but I've always just assumed it was a school. But maybe not, because let's see what this says right here. Delhi Center, building health and wealth. So yeah, it's more like a community type of building. Let's go check out more of these buildings. Oh yeah, the school's right here. I guess in my mind I lumped all this together into one facility. Alright, well 43 minutes, not too bad. It's a pretty fast route, standard. Really want to be hanging out at the school, but it's still pretty early. Some cool artwork, look at that. Hit the Pacific Electric Trail briefly. Alright. Here we are, we're back on Main. So it's been nice. This ride has been helpful for me in my mental state. So I'm finding my mind drifting off to the things I was thinking about last night, trying to get to sleep. And that plagued my thoughts this morning. But this ride made it disappear for a little while and gave me a little bit of reprieve. It's slowly creeping back into my conscience as I get closer to work. It was nice to forget about it for a little while. Wow, look at those clouds. That looks cool. It's not cold at all. Street. So you can kind of see when I'm in this lane how much room I have. So these cars are probably about 4 feet. 4 feet from the sidewalk. This is a section right here that could definitely use a protected bike lane. This lane, this right lane right here isn't necessary. The traffic, I mean, there's lots of people that travel on this road, but traffic doesn't back up on the street ever. We've got 2-3 lanes right here. You gotta have a protected bike lane. That whole stretch, probably all the way from Dyer. Actually, probably even all the way from, yeah, probably from Dyer. Maybe even from Edinger. Even going under this bridge, all the way to MacArthur. I mean, this is, you know, we're at almost 7 o'clock in the morning. This is one of the busiest times, and you can see traffic is never going to back up right here, even at 5 in the afternoon. So how long did we sit there? 3 or 4 minutes? Let's see how long it takes for traffic to clear up. It's just more for people to do crazy moves like that. Like, look at these people, man. Just to do stupid shit like that. So, I mean, traffic, this is a busy time, right? So this is how far traffic is backed up right here. But there's enough, I mean, we have a bike lane already. They could definitely make this a protected bike lane. Are you really gonna wait for me? You get rear-ended doing that. Yeah, in this section you could have the protected bike lane and still have your 3 lanes. I mean, but this might still be this might still be considered Santa Ana. I don't know how it's zoned. Wow. 55 minutes. Look at this. This is like another section. There's no way to ride a bike over this. There's no bike lanes, no sidewalks on the right. And then on the left is a sidewalk, but that's all the freeway entrance and exits. But right here, yeah, nobody's piling up on this side. Everybody's piling up on the other side. So you got all this space. Dang, look at that blinker. Yeah, this section right here could definitely benefit a bike lane, protected one. There's 4 lanes here. I mean, I'm sure the design of something like that is more than me just pointing it out. I'm sure there's a lot more involved. But as far as like at first glance at traffic congestion and that sort of thing, it wouldn't be an issue. On this side it would be, for sure. hate those cars like so much. At least with like old school muscle cars, you know, they sound powerful, you know. It's like, oh God, dude. Nah, dude. That makes me so mad. I don't know why. All right, thanks for watching my video. We'll catch you on the next one.